Whoa, One Piece chapter 993. Did we just see Kiku get offed? Did Oda really just pull this off, man? Did Kiku really end up getting offed at the end of this chapter? I know. You gotta wait to see the body, but man, this man Kaidou was sitting up there like, yo, for a second, I thought I was looking at Odin, but you guys, you ain't even strong enough to open up the old wounds on me that were left behind as scars by Odin. And this man is using invisible slashes that are doing damage to the area. And it looks like Kiku is the first one falling. But I gotta say, again, if they can serve as the bridge that becomes victory against Kaidou, if they fall in battle here, if they're able to somehow do damage to where they're able to open the door for somebody else to take down Kaidou, I don't think that their deaths will be wasted. So I'm going to be very curious to see where Oda kind of takes this, because I like how the chapter opens up and you have the people and they're celebrating and they're talking about how, one day the Kozuki samurai are going to get us free from the terror that is of Orochi and Kaidou. And you see how some of the men are crying and saying, if only Orochi didn't have Kaidou backing him up, we'd be able to free ourselves. And you see how some of them are kind of cheering and saying, well, maybe the Kozuki samurai are fighting for our freedom now. And you just see how even in that terror, those people are still holding on to that hope. And little do they know, there's an actual battle taking place right now. And as the chaos is just unveiling, and you see Zoro and Drake, and they're watching as Queen's playgrounds are just doing their damage on the battlefield. Chopper's looking at everything. Chopper's in shock. Nico Robin is absolutely useless. She has great commentary saying they're being infected. I wonder what else she could do. That's my random Nico Robin shot for the day. You can feel free to hit the like button if you enjoyed it. But I like how we get the diagram and we see how you have the first basement level and everything goes up to the 5th floor. And then you have the floor on top of that, which is the roof. And Luffy's just doing all this damage. He's kicking ass. And you see Sanji. Sanji grabs Luffy by the face and he says, hey, we can take care of this. Conserve your strength. And you get this huge gorilla, Briscoe, that is coming in for the fight, right? And you got Frankie and Sanji. They got the little moment of saying, how can a gorilla grow like that? You see the gorilla punch coming out. And Luffy's like, oh, I'm going to kick his ass next. Sanji again grabs Luffy, which is huge because, you know how Sanji is with his hands. But Sanji grabs Luffy and he says, like, hey, I'll take care of him. How many times do I have to tell you? You need to conserve your strength for Kaidou. You don't need to use up all your energy now, which is smart. Which, again, that kind of goes like what I said before. Part of what makes Luffy so deadly and so dangerous as a pirate is because of the people he has on his pirate crew. Because where Luffy has his shortcomings, they're able to elevate Luffy and save Luffy from himself. And you get a line in there to where Sanji basically tells Jinbe that same thing where he's like, hey, if you don't stop Luffy, Luffy will engage in battle every chance he can. We have to save Luffy from himself. And I like how Jinbe, as Sanji and Luffy are going back and forth, and Luffy's like, look, you said you can take them out in 10 seconds. That's too long. I can do it in 3. Jinbe shows up and says, children, please, I just did it in 1 second. And what I also like here is how you're getting this moment to where they're keeping tabs on what's going on with Momo, and they're keeping tabs on how many people are attacking Kaido's base at this point. And they come up with, the Toby Roppo come up with a really good plan. They say like, hey, we need to kill Momo and you need to have his head brought right here. This will break the samurai. We can stop this rebellion because they want to put Momo Kozuki on the Shogun throne of Wano. However, if we can cut his head off, that will stop this rebellion. And then at that point, we need to stop the pirates. But they're saying we can stop the pirates by sheer force, but we need to psych these people out now. And as this is going on, that's when you get the scene where they're like, okay, take aim, fire. You see the shots going. You see how Shinobu gets caught up in the explosion. She's protecting Momo. Momo runs straight towards Shinobu to try and save her. And in that moment, Momo, he's just been beat to breaks. Like the way that this man got those lumps on his face and the tears in his eyes, he's thinking to himself, run. Is that what a shogun would do? What I like right here is that in a very slow and subtle way, Oda is continuing to have Momo's balls drop. That's why I do believe that Momo's going to be the one that gets the finishing blow on Kaido. I think everybody else is going to do the major damage, and there's nothing wrong with that, because what you're essentially saying is that Oden was a super powerful guy. Kaido was a super powerful guy. However, the difference with Momo is that Momo, he's not incredibly strong in and of himself. He's still young. However, where his true power comes is having people that believe in him and borrowing on some of that strength. Borrowing the strength that those people have in order to protect Wano. I think that that's the route that Momo is probably going to end up going. I think that Oden's son is going to carry on his legacy that way until he himself is able to get stronger. And I like how Yamato shows up and she's looking at the armored division. She's like, hey, I'm not interfering. You got this twisted. I'm fighting for Kozuki. And so you see it there to where Yamato's letting it be known. The battle lines have been drawn. I am fighting against my father. And so I like seeing that. And I like how in that time where they're saying like, okay, we got to sever the windpipe. We got to stop his breathing. You see how Kinemon is just rallying the troops saying, we got to go right for his head. We need to end this now. Kaido calls out to him. He says, in your spirit, I saw the visage of Kozuki Oden. I could have let you kill me with each throb of my scar. In that moment, he's like, man, you almost got me. But you people, you're not on the level of Oden. Even as a collective, you're nowhere near as strong. There will never be another monster as strong as Oden to ever walk the earth again. And I like that right there because it makes the payoff that much more earned when he eventually falls. But I really think Kiku's dead. Look at all that blood that came from the attack, and Kiku has lost an arm. So even if Kiku isn't dead, Kiku, I hope to God Kiku, what's that, the left arm? I hope Kiku's not left-handed, because when Kiku tries to rub one off, woo! So my chapter question to you guys, is, in terms of power, if you had to scale Oden, where would you scale Oden on a scale from 1 to 10, and where would you scale Kaido on a scale from 1 to 10? And as a collective, how do you scale the vassals of Oden as a collective? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Have an awesome day, guys.